Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. I'm 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗧 and today we are going to discuss about the safety of women in Assam. So, are women safe in our society? How safe is Assam for women? Well, what are the steps initiated by the government for women to report crime against them? And not only this, well, what are the provisions available for reporting of sexual harassment? Well, to discuss on all these, I have with me Additional SP Special Branch, Ms. Pallabi Majumdar, joining me live from Gauhati. Ms. Majumdar, welcome to Northeast Live. All right, so first of all, Ms. Majumdar, please tell our viewers, well, what are the steps initiated by the government for women to report crime against them without visiting a police station at first?
In recent times, it has been very convenient to report about crime against women. Apart from EFIRs, there are helpline numbers. For instance, we have the 181 helpline number. It is a specific number for a woman in distress. She can call up this number and speak about any kind of grievance she has faced or any kind of crime that is being committed against her. It is a specific number. And it has got various connected stakeholders like the police. Then we also have amongst them the medico-legal aids provided through contact with this number.
And Ms. Majumdar, what are the facilities are there in different districts in respect of crime against women?
In every police station, there are specific women's cells that caters to women in distress. Any woman can interact with such police officers comfortably without any hassle. And we also have the one-stop centers in districts. These are commonly known as Sakhi, as we popularly know the term to be. They are included under the umbrella of the National Mission for Women Empowerment, basically under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. The OSCs, they have integrated the system of listening to the complaints of women in a very coordinated manner. They not only provide medical and legal aid, but also inform the woman in distress about the rights she has of her own.
So, is there any provision for women to speak about, being put in disgrace or humiliation or any other major crime in hassle-free environment in a police station?
Unlike in previous times, a woman can easily approach a police station nowadays because every police station comprises of certain women help desks. These desks constitute of lady police officers, and there is provision from the government in the form of enlisted panel of lawyers and psychologists, apart from NGOs that can provide sheltering, rehabilitation of women who have been the victims of crimes. There are also provisions of child welfare police officers in police station. They ensure the safety and security of women in a very, very systematic manner.
So has the government initiated any measures in recent times to reduce the rate of crime against women, as well as revamp the social economic structure?
In the recent times, the most stupendous effort of the government is in respect of child marriages. Now, child marriage is a concept that is very much included in the mindset of the poorer masses of society. What happens is that way back in 1929, laws had been enacted to prevent child marriages, but they remained only bookish, and the real effort only took place in the recent times with the spate of registration of cases against lawbreakers. It is not only a befitting reply to the lawbreakers, but it also encompasses a very long run socio-economic change in the society. Because when a woman marries young, what happens is that if she marries at a very young age, she begets a number of children because the reproductive age is extended over a long period of time. In this sense, there are more mouths to feed, entailing a spurt in the population and lowering of the per capita income. It results in a vicious circle.
Right.
So, by far the biggest achievement I feel is dealing with the child marriages, and it is a known fact that this will in the long run benefit the socio-economic setup of the state.
And also now talking about women specific police station, where is there any police station that deals only with women, and if yes, where is it located?
Yes, there is a police station that deals only with women, and it is the all-women police station. It is currently located in 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗘. It was set up in the 90s, and it is doing a very commendable job ever since its establishment. It is headed by an ACP ranked officer, and all the personnel posted in this police station are women.
All right. And so what are the specifications of this, 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗘 all women's police station?
The specifications of this police station is that it not only deals with cases, but it also provides counseling in petty cases. And in the recent times, the BPRND, that is the police, the Bureau of Police Research and Development, it has given the first ranking to this police station in 2022.
So, Ms. Majumdar, my next question to you, what are the steps initiated by the government to enable law enforcing agencies to tackle with cyber crime against women? Cyber crime is very, common nowadays against women.
Reporting of cyber crimes, when a woman falls a victim of a cyber crime, she may fall a victim in any way, like if she by accepting friend requests of unknown people, she may land up in a vicious circle of somebody claiming a lot of money from her. There may be a crime related to fraud or any other indecent representation of that particular woman. In this case, she can call up 1930, a number which will respond to her in her times of despair. Also, there are various means and ways by which there are constituted the ERS system. It is the Emergent Response Support System for immediately responding to crimes. Also, the government has found out new ways of dealing with criminals, like there are national databases on sexual offenders. These will have a long run effect in dealing with criminals, and they will suffice to reduce the crimes committed against women, and women will feel more secure and safe in this present day world.
Now, Ms. Majumdar, now talking about overall safety of women, what government measure, according to you, shall lead to overall safety of women in all age groups in their respective homes?
When we discuss about safety of women, we also have this concept of whether they are safe within their homes.
Right.
Now, the safety of women not only means safety of only younger women, it also encompasses the older women and the children as well. What happens is that whether the older women or the children are safe within their homes or not, the recent interest which the government has shown in terms of installation of CCTV cameras in houses occupied by elderly people, I think that is also a very positive step in taking care of the safety and security of women in their homes itself.
So what are the provisions available for reporting of sexual harassment of women, particularly if we talk about their workplaces?
The government has taken very effective steps in trying to mitigate or neutralizing the harassment of women in their workplaces. There is a specific act which deals with this, Sexual Harassment of Women in Workplace, 2013. It deals with the prevention, prohibition and redressal of such women. The crimes faced in workplaces are quite common. We have got, as per the provisions of this act, there are internal complaints committee that hears and registers complaints against any crime committed against any woman.
So, Ms. Majumdar, within how much time a woman may expect a redressal of her grievances by virtue of, utilizing women helpline number?
A woman can expect help within 24 hours, be it a medico-legal case or any other case. She can expect help within 24 hours by calling up 181 number, and also a woman should be very well equipped in including certain numbers within her own ambit, and these numbers are that of the officer in charge of the concerned police station where she resides, or being aware of wherever she is located, the connected numbers which can provide her help. She must be very aware. The first response is always that of a girl. She must be aware of her safety and security.
All right, Ms. Majumdar, thank you so much for joining me live this afternoon on discussion on women's safety. So, viewers, there are helpline numbers if a woman is facing any kind of difficulties, any kind of problems, and if a woman hesitate to visit a police station, then she can directly call at 181 helpline number, and it is available 24/7. So, without any hesitation, a woman can call at 181, helpline number. So, that was additional SP Special Branch, Ms. Pallabi Majumdar, joining us live from Gauhati. So on that note, now it's time for a very short break, but don't go anywhere, because on the other side of this special broadcast, I have with me advocate from Gauhati High Court, Ms. Suman Das, to discuss on the legal part on women's safety. So be with us. I'll be right back. Alright viewers, so welcome to this special broadcast, as today we are discussing on women's safety, particularly in Assam. So to know about the legal part, I also have with me Ms. Suman Das, advocate from Gauhati High Court in the studio. So welcome to Northeast Live. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Das, first of all, now speaking about women's safety. So please tell our viewers, so what are the rights of women?
Okay, so before we start the topic, it's very important for us to understand that there are few basic rights that every woman has.
Okay.
So first of all, we need to start with the right to life, the right to dignity that a woman has. She has every right to live her life the way that she wants. Next on, we have the right for education. It's very important that she be educated, which is now a mandatory right under the Constitution of India. Thereafter, we have her right to live. With regards to the right to life, there also comes the right to her safety issues, which is being dealt by the Indian Penal Code. We have had a lot of changes in the Indian Penal Code to safeguard all her rights, so that she is she's not sexually harassed, so that there's nobody who's stalking her, there's no one who's committing any sorts of voyeurism with her. So this is one of the very important aspect when it comes to women's safety. Thereafter, she has right against domestic violence. It's an issue that comes up which is a very common issue, and I keep getting cases with regards to domestic violence even to this day, even in a city like Gauhati. So she has a right against the domestic violence, which is being dealt by the Protection of Women from the Domestic Violence Act 2005. Thereafter, we again have a right that when she goes to the workplace, she is protected in the workplace. So for that, a change was made, an amendment came up, an act came up in 2013. Previously also, Madam spoke about the same act. So she has a right for women at workplace and prevention of sexual violence. That's the act that came up in 2013. Thereafter, she also has a right of maintenance. So what happens is, women at home, they are not properly maintained by their husbands, by their fathers, by their brothers, and they are also not even educated. They are not educated, they are not maintained, and that is why she has a right for this maintenance, which is addressed in various personal laws as well as under section 125 of the CRPC. Thereafter, the most important part is when we talk about access to justice, and she has a right to legal aid.
Right. So now talking about access to justice, I've already mentioned. So with regards to women, what is the accessibility of justice?
So with regards to, see, the concept of accessibility of justice is that it is a fundamental human right. So we need to have a robust judicial structure of right. We need to have specific laws for protection of this, for giving accessibility of justice to the women. So what happens is that, for what we have found is that there are certain situations, like for example, there are discriminatory laws even till this day. A woman cannot have access to her own property rights.
Right.
A wife cannot claim her property from her husband. Husband will be given precedence, or her husband's parents will get precedence, but not the wife.
Yeah.
So this is one more point. Secondly, there is the aspect of the society as a whole not giving her encouragement. Suppose a woman has been harassed somewhere. The family should come together, her friends should come together, and they should encourage her that go ahead, file a complaint. We are with you. But that is not done. What they are being asked is that keep quiet, let the storm blow over. Do not make a ruckus.
Right.
So therein comes the concept of accessibility of justice. So we need a very, the government, our judiciary, everybody has made a very comprehensive structure to enable the women to come up and speak her voice. For example, there was a reform in right after the Mathura case, it was in somewhere around 1982. Right after that, the government came up with a law wherein rape victims, the names of the rape victims were not supposed to be disclosed. So the government has taken full measure to ensure that your integrity is protected. The judiciary has taken measures to ensure your integrity is protected. But the society and the evils of the society do not allow women to go out and to speak against the violations that have taken place. So therein comes the concept of accessibility. Furthermore, there is the concept of legal aid. She can have access to legal aid when you talk about the finance part of it. There is legal aid everywhere. There is district legal aid service, state legal aid service, national legal aid services. She can avail those services. Even then, people at home will not encourage her to go out and speak against the violence. So therein comes the change in access to justice.
So, Ms. Das, what legal measures should a woman take after, filing an FIR for a crime that has been committed upon her, say for example, a sexual harassment?
See, for if she has approached a police station, filed the FIR, the first thing that the police will do is do her medical examination. Take whatever evidence, whatever statement she has to make, the police has to record those statements. And after that, the police has to compulsorily conduct an inquiry. And if in the inquiry it is found that the crime that she has alleged is it has been proved, then a charge sheet needs to be filed. Now in certain situations, say for example a situation of domestic violence, there are specific other acts. There is simultaneously there's 498A under the IPC, which deals with the prosecution coming into place to deal with her, to help her and to establish her case. Secondly, she can also initiate a proceeding under the Protection of Women and the Domestic Violence Act. That is directly she can file a case in the court. So similarly, she can also approach the judicial magistrate under section 200 of the CRPC.
Right.
She can directly tell the magistrate that this is my allegation against this person. I request you to take cognizance of this case and initiate an inquiry in this matter. To which, if there is material and if there is ground in the case, the judicial magistrate himself or herself will take cognizance and help her establish her case. So this is the alternate provision that is there. Apart from if she has any problem in approaching the police, or if she faces things that there is some biasness that she might face in approaching the police station, then she can directly approach the judicial magistrate also.
Okay, great. And now, talking about cybercrime. Cybercrime is very common with women nowadays. So, what should one do if she is blackmailed and threatened by a man online, stating that he will leak her obscene pictures online? So, what measures should they take if you're bullied or stalked or harassed online?
So, with regards to cyber crime, the government of India has come up, like ma'am also said, come up with a website where you can anonymously file your complaints. That it's www.cybercrime.gov.in. You can go to that website, anonymously lodge your complaint, and within 24 hours, like ma'am said, you will be contacted by the police and they will help you and guide you. Secondly, me as an advocate, I would like to suggest you that apart from that, what I suggest you is that do not delete any evidence that is there to help you prove your case. Do not delete your account, delete the messages, do not delete the photos that is there until and unless you have not approached the authorities. Keep a record of it. Download the metadata that is there in your Facebook account if the cyberbullying or the harassment is happening online. Download those details, keep them safe, give it to the appropriate authority. It will help them crack the perpetrators. Secondly, what is important is also that you also have to file an FIR, because if they're blackmailing you, blackmailing itself is a crime. And if they're blackmailing you through online, then the Information Technology Act comes into place, which as per section 67 of the Information Technology Act, releasing of these obscene photos and harming the modesty of a woman is a punishable offense, and you can be punished up to 5 years if something like that happens. So my suggestion would be take a recourse of the provisions that are there on place so that your grievances are addressed at the earliest.
So, now talking about sexual harassment in workplace, and very briefly, please tell us, what should a woman do if she has been sexually violated in her workplace? Very briefly, Ms. Das.
So, when it comes to sexual violence in workplace, I'd recommend file a complaint. All employers are supposed to have an internal complaints committee wherein you can go and file a complaint. They will not reveal your name or where you stay. They are bound to conduct an inquiry. If you do not feel comfortable approaching the complaints committee, you also have a complaint committee, the local nodal complaint committee that is there in every district, and the deputy commissioner or the deputy commissioner is in charge of this nodal committee. You can straight away file a complaint to him as well. And they will take they will inquire into the matter, and if found that there has been actually a crime of sexual violence, they'll take action against it.
All right, Ms. Suman Das, thank you so much for joining me live this afternoon to discuss on women's safety regarding the legal part. So, viewers, that was Suman Das, advocate of Gauhati University, discussing Gauhati High Court, I beg your pardon. So, discussing on women's safety. So, on that note, so today we discussed, about the women's safety in workplaces, about cybercrime. So, there are many laws, and one can easily approach to a police station, file an FIR if a woman is in disgrace, if she is facing any problem. So on that note, I come to the end of this special broadcast. I hope that this discussion will be very beneficial for all our viewers. So thanks for watching Northeast Live.